Muyiwa and River Songs stepped onto the world stage in 2003 with their debut project, Restoration. In 2005, they followed up with Declaring His Power, and in 2008 released Declaring His Love. Now they're rounding out the Declaration Trilogy with their first studio recorded project, Declaring His Name Around the World.
So what was the inspiration for this project?
I guess everyone says God, but there was a real desire to explore worship music from around the world. So the quest on this album was to explore some of that, and because of course our own experience with River Song, we traveled a fair bit, and we've seen how worship is done in different parts of the world, and we wanted to reflect that.
Well, I have heard a couple of cuts from that album, and you know, I hear all the different dialects, but the one that stood out to me was the Mandarin. What was that like, trying to teach the people, teach your River Songs Mandarin?
Well, you'll have to ask Michelle Cheng. Michelle Cheng guests on it. She's a Chinese worship leader, and we're sitting in the studio in London, and she's trying to coach us on how to say words like holy, Shanghai, and all these black people trying to speak Mandarin. It was just, and she'll be like, and she was being very polite. She'll be like, it was okay, but I'm not sure what you're saying. So here's your teacher telling you she can't know what you're saying. So it was interesting enough. Whilst it was a learning experience, it felt deeply spiritual, because I guess we had the opportunity at that moment to feel how it might feel if you were Chinese and singing holy, 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 you know, the earth is full of your glory. It was funny, it was spiritual, it was all those things all at once.
Is there a particular song on this project that really touched your heart?
There's one particular song. It's called My Heritage. I remember a while back, my brother had visited us in the UK, and he started singing this song, and I started singing it with him, and I got very emotional. I'm like, so I said to him, what's that song? Because I'm feeling funny. He said, don't you remember? I'm like, no. He said, that's the song that Mommy, which is my mother, call her Mommy, Mamami, as opposed to Mummy, would make us sing every night before we went to sleep, and we would read the words of Psalm 23. And then I realized that actually the song was reminding me of my mother and my father and my parents, and all those emotions roused up, and I thought, this song has to go on the album. And really it's Rock of Ages clip for me, Let Me Hide Myself in You. But there's one particular verse, and it says, when my, translating literally, when my spirit has left my body, as in when I die, and when death has closed my eyes, and it begins to ask God, and it was just, oh man, even talking about it makes me, you know, and it reminds me not only of my parents, but it reminds me also of the hope that we have, and that there is a hope so sure, and that one day I would see them.
When people listen to this project, what do you want them to walk away with?
I want them to walk away with, one, a sense of hope. I remember for me, I think I was probably about 14 or 15, and I'd gone through some very challenging things. Having not lived with my parents, I was now looking after my brother who was 2 years younger than me. I was only a child, and the pain of that in London. And there was a song by Labra Safre, Something Inside So Strong. And I started playing this song, and the words said, the higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I win. You can't deny me. You can't decide to turn your face away, because there is something inside so strong. I know I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. And as a teenager, something informed me that there is power in those words to lift myself out. People listen to the album. I want them to feel what I felt that moment when I was 14, 15, that when they listen to songs like Apata, even though they don't understand the words, that there'll be something of hope in it for them. When they listen to songs like Come Lord Jesus Come, there'll be something of hope. When they listen to the song that features Darwin Holmes, I love you, Lord, with all my heart, to be with you is all I want. Simple words, but there'll be something of the love they have for God that will be awakened again, and they'll feel like, yeah, I'm safe, I'm safe. And so for me, my desire, my hope is that someone would listen, they'll feel hope, and also they'll realize that actually they're not alone in this thing. There are other people in China, in India, in the West Indies who share the same faith they do. Those are some of my desires, and I hope actually they'll be so impacted they'll buy 50 copies of it each.